Hello, it is Super Orange Cat, and I just watched episode 2 of Meta Runner on YouTube on the SMG4 channel. And in short, I thought this was another very solid episode. One thing right off the bat I really liked was how in this episode you have Tari inside I forgot the exact name of the game, but the game with this character here, the Theo, where it's like you're on an island, you have to fight all these monsters, and you have to get all these goalposts and stuff. I also liked right off the bat the one gag they had about DLC, how it's like the robot saying, "Hey, if you want to get past this gate, $10 for this key," but Tari finding a way over it. And just in general, I just loved all the little ins and outs, little in jokes about video games in general, like made fun of DLC, made fun of the rating system, how it's like, oh, if you can only have violence in a Need game if it's cartoonish, so here, take this giant pineapple sledgehammer, stuff like that. I really liked it. And also, like another thing I really liked is this building intrigue behind this very shadowy corporation, this Toss Corp. How they were like, we need to figure out how Tari's able to physically get into these video games. So they're able to get these. So in general, what they're doing is just looks like they're going to exploit her basically for that technological power, using her Meta Runner arm, and it's just going to be something I think that's a really interesting setup for how the rest of the season is going to go. And also, just like in general, just the end jokes with all these video games, and Corp looking like to be a very shadowy organization with, I can't remember the name, but this male character who seems to be like the boss of Corp. He really seems shadowy and really seems like more of a threatening character, even when he says something that shouldn't be threatening, which I think is just really well done voice acting work. And also, the animation really stood out. They really brought this video game world to life in this episode, and that's just another plus from it. Because, like, again, they got some good help. They got Crunchyroll, and they also got some help from Epic Games, which again is the company that made Fortnite. So you know they're at least going to be competent in making the animation, and that's something that was really interesting to see. And also, I feel like they kind of fixed the issue of having the weird uncanny valley faces at points. So that's again another plus in this episode. And also, I really want to see like also how, well, spoiler alert if you haven't watched this episode, the end of the episode, how Tari snaps back into the universe and how Theo gets brought, the video game character gets brought into the real world. I think it's be really interesting because you had Theo be this character that was very self-aware that he's just a character in a video game and seemed fine with it. Because usually when you have these types of stories, you have like AI like realize they're not real and have their own existential crisis. But really, you have a character. It's like, yeah, I know, I'm just a video game. I know I'm supposed to do these tasks. I know, but hey, I die and I come back to life. So that's not a problem for me. And to be very fine with that ended up being a nice little twist on kind of that trope, which is something I really like too in this episode. And again, this was just a fun episode to watch. You know, it's not that common for me to have like be 2 episodes into a show and to be invested in it. Right off the bat, the only show this year I've watched I've really felt that was probably The Promised Neverland. And that's high praise comparing this to The Promised Neverland, who I think in retrospect we'll see The Promised Neverland as being the anime of 2019. Uh, but too bad for Promised Neverland. We're not getting another season for a long time, apparently. So that's something disappointing to see. But hey, Meta Runner, we're getting new episodes. I believe this is going to be a 10 episode season. I'm not 100% sure on that number. And we're going to get them Thursday at 3 p.m. posted to the SMG4 channel, Glitchy Productions. Oh, and there's also another thing I liked was a little Easter egg if you followed SMG4, how the island was named Simple Flips Island off of the speedrunner who's one of their friends. I like that little Easter egg, just like how there was a several small nice Easter eggs in the first episode. The people who have followed the SMG4 channel for a long time, I just really like that too. And also how it's not the episode. It's not like you have to know all these in jokes to get the episode. It's just a nice little gag. It's like, and if you don't know that gag, then it's just like, oh, that's just the name of the island. It's not something that's overbearing in the episode, and it's a nice little Easter egg I really liked. So again, if I had to put a number on this episode, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Very solid. I'm really loving where the show is going so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. What are your opinions on this? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Leave your comments down below. If you want me to review the show more, please leave a like, please subscribe, please smash that notification button. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.